introductions on this call because there are just too many people and we'd spend the whole half hour.
Yeah. So excellent. So just to let you know, I'm recording this mostly to keep myself aware and not to say anything inappropriate. I will do my best, and I will share. Welcome everybody. I will share the screen and we'll go into the presentation. So give me just a second. Okay, let me just see if this is gonna work. Can you see it or not?
Yeah, we can see it, and it has your next slide over on the right.
Yeah, okay, so I will have to move this.
Oh, Cello, just charge ahead. You're fine. We all love you.
Okay.
There's a swap. You can swap it too.
Yeah, I was gonna swap it and
You can
see.
do it in the screen though. If you actually pull it up, there's an option to swap it.
Yeah, there's a thing, the presenter view. Give me just a second. I will not be defeated by Microsoft. There you go.
There you go.
So welcome everybody. We're gonna, this is a short call just to give an update. Don't worry about the time. It's I never know how long stuff is gonna take, so I didn't fix it. So we're gonna skip the introduction just to let you know that this is our first all hands call on WISE, and we're gonna go quickly through the initiatives that we have going, the levels of participation, and then we're going to talk about the process side, the people side, and the technology side, and have an open discussion. So this is really the scope of WISE. It doesn't include sort of the leadership level, you know, setting up the KPIs and defining the overall business mission. But once that becomes a driver, we work with change management and people and processes and the technology. I use the word intelligent water system because the name of the WRF project 5039 is intelligent water systems, and it deals with technology. We're going to be incorporating that in our work. And our approach is really driven by systems view or systems thinking, which means that we pay special attention to interactions between processes and technology and people, to consider those as we look at different aspects of utility performance. And in this first year of WISE, after 4 years of UAIM, we have several efforts. On the people side, we have team people that works with workforce and organizational culture issue. We'll touch on that briefly. We have the team that works on change management, and then 3 different teams that work with process improvement. The team CIP that works with CIP planning and CIP delivery, team assets that deals with asset management and asset risk, and team energy, which is a new one. And we have some new exciting stuff going on. And we have a new team on analytics and technology that is in this corner. So this is what we're going to touch in this overview today. There are 2 ways to participate, especially because we have sometimes several people from a utility, and people can choose to be participants in some initiatives and be on the core team on other initiatives. As a participant, they attend these meetings, remote workshops, they go to events, they're welcome to sit in on any meetings of any initiatives, but that is sort of for people who have limited availability and engagement. We also have a core team on each of the initiatives, which meets outside of the regular, biweekly status updates. We have each of these initiatives also have their own biweekly meetings, and there's a lot of collaboration going on and a lot of sharing. They also make often commitments to implement pilot implementations in their utility, because this is not, quote, research. This is applied stuff. And our goal is when sometimes people ask me, what do I need to do for this project? The answer is, what can project do for you? Because we want to make sure that we get some quick wins in each utility and benefits. And some on the core team will prepare case studies. We have a lot of them already available. I think 18 with the last report. And they often present at conferences and webinars. So the current initiatives are always led by somebody from a utility. So on the people side, we have Lisa Thompson, who is with MCES, Minneapolis-St. Paul. Change management, it's Ramona Harry from City of Baltimore. Technology and data analytics has 3 co-leads, Yvonne Carney, Mike Sweeney, and Ting Lu. CIP planning and delivery, we have Dan Ott from Kansas City, and then Getachew and Duncan Mukira from DC Water. Asset management risk, it's Mert Muftagil from Portland Water and Chris Wu from Vancouver Metro. And energy management, it's Eric Griffin. The note is that if you decide to be more engaged, you always can just say, yeah, I want to be one of the co-leads, which means you get a little bit heavier involved in setting things up and stuff like that. Now, I think that, Scott, did we say you're going to do process?
It doesn't matter.
I can't remember what we discussed.
Yeah, no, you covered a couple slides that I was going to do, but you did a far better job. I think that, as some of you who this will look familiar, is that we're trying to create value, and we're covering people, processes, and technology, intelligent water systems. And in terms of improvement methodology, we have a plan, do, check, act type of process that starts with assessing system maturity. As those of you who have been involved know, we analyze what's an as-is state, a future, or what's a desired to-be state. We plan improvements, involve a change process, implement improvements, monitor performance, and then we document the work that we do so that everybody can be part of that process and understand it and contribute. Next slide. And what we have is for individual utility efforts, we've have a general idea of what the flow of work is going to be over this first year. However, it will vary from team to team. Those efforts will depend on how much work there is already that's been performed on the process, how new it is, the complexity of the process, available resources, and who chooses to do what in terms of level of involvement. But in general, whether it's an overall team process that's being developed or individual ones that are being worked on in utilities, we would be selecting a business process during the first few months, developing a business process model for that business process, analyzing what exists, the current as-is process, and then design a to-be process. It would evolve over the next few months to develop an improvement plan, a change management strategy, include metrics and define those success targets. And then there would be execution during the final part of this year to execute the improvement plan, document results, prepare guidelines, and of course there'd be sharing with each of the teams overall, and we would be having workshops, in the process. Next slide. And we have a list of deliverables. We want to make sure that we're not just having having powerful conversations, but we're actually delivering something that can be useful to everybody. So we will be developing business process models for the overall process or sub processes that you're engaged in. It could be energy management topic, for example. Defined metrics, pilot implementations. You would be, hopefully, those of you who are on core teams would be implementing case studies and doing pilot implementations for a sub-process or process in your organization. We are big on sharing artifacts, guidelines, PowerPoints, materials that you use in your utility that'll be of benefit to everybody else, that will go into a knowledge base and a library. And then we will have updated guidelines that will get produced, and we'll update the water sector value model, which contains all of the different work processes that we'll be working on. Next. And so what we've done is, and I think maybe you were going to take over here, Chella, because over the next couple slides.
Oh, okay. So in the last year, in September of 2019, we had a workshop in Oregon for a week where we looked at 4 issues. We looked at asset management, we looked at enterprise risk management, and CIP delivery and CIP planning. As part of that workshop, there were about 40 participants from different utilities. We asked them to list challenges that they face when they're dealing with these, issues that seem technical, and at the beginning of the workshops. And so they listed the challenges. Then we asked them about each challenge. Is this about people, about process, and about technology? And it turned out that 46% of the challenges they said were related to people, 43% were related to process, and 11% to technology. So we decided last year that we can't ignore the 89% of the problem. And so we started an initiative on people. And what we've done is the work on assessing system maturity and tools to analyze the system state. So we have a draft survey tool. There's a lot of stuff there, which is to assess the maturity of an organization. These are the different levels. We started with 400 comments that were contributed by people from different utilities. And what we're going to do this year is finalize this assessment tool, and also work on an analysis of the results and how to present them so they could be useful to other aspects. And quickly, I'll go through the intelligent water system. We didn't do anything on UAM really specifically targeted on technology, but we're going to use the work that is being done on the Water Research Foundation project ongoing on intelligent water system and smart utilities. And I happen to be the co-PI on that. So we're going to bring that research into our sphere, and we're going to be working on it. Change management, we have the lead for change management on the call. It's really looking at all the aspects, and it is really critical at these 2 stages of our improvement cycle to plan improvements and implement improvements so that it can consider all of these aspects. So it's really, if we look at include this thing about monitoring, it means that as we conduct, if we execute our processes, use the technology, and deal with the workforce and organization, there's an change management actually is an overarching layer. And the interesting thing is that when we change one thing, so for example, if we just change the processes, it may have an impact on technologies, organization, workforce. So, or if we bring in new technology, it will have impact on everything else. So it's really an overarching thing, and it's a heavy lifting. And I'm glad Ramona Harris is here because I'm scared of this topic, and we need some brave folks. So I want to quickly say that this is our plan. This is our agenda for the meeting at WEFTEC, which will be on Sunday. We have an all-day session. And just to let you know how that's organized and what the topics are going to be, it'll be a just introduction from Fidan Karimova and Barry Liner, who are with WEF, because this is a WEF program. They're going to put things in context and how it fits into the broader WEF mission and so forth. Then we're going to have the first block of things that are about processes. So Dan Ott from Kansas City Water is going to make a presentation in detail what KC Water has done. They've done a lot on this, so I think it'll be interesting. Right now, I'm shown as the facilitator, but I'm going to try to enlist somebody from a utility to do it because we prefer to have utilities at the podium and not the project team. And oh, I'm sorry. I will be showing. Mike Sweeney is going to facilitate. I'm going to show just a tool about assessing business process maturity that is something newly developed. So that's going to be just a short, brief 15-minute presentation. Then we have a networking break. The second thing is Kevin Johnson from Stantec. They've taken the lead on that WRF project. He's going to talk about maturity assessment on technology, and Duncan Mukira from DC Water is going to facilitate the discussion. We're going to try to have as much interaction as possible in these things. And then after lunch, we're going to dedicate to workforce and organizational culture, maturity assessment. We had a wonderful core team that worked on it, and we will put together a movie because some of them are not going to be able to make it. So we will show this recorded presentation, and then Scott is going to facilitate the discussion. And then the last thing is change management, where Ramona Harris is the lead, and then we'll just sort of lay out what the plans are and what is getting done, and then Scott will facilitate discussion, and then we're going to sort of close it up. So it's in Chicago on Sunday at WEFTEC. So we've used almost 20 minutes of your time. What we'd like to do now is just get quick feedback from you. And you, I got to do some magic on my side. So if you could go to, on your phone or your computer, to this website, www.menti.com. And if you could, if you could enter this code, you should be able to see a question where you can just make some comments. We'd hear from you in terms of where do you see value for your organization and wise participation, just so we get some idea of what our focus should really be, and get some information on that. So,
yes. So either you can put it, hopefully you'll use Mentimeter to do this. If not, then put it in the comments column. We're keeping track of those too, and appreciate your comment, Greg.
And I will move that window here so you will see what other people are entering as an example. So this is now you're looking at a live view of the responses that people are providing. And
if you need the link, thank you, Brittany, it's in the chat as well. And we see that people are using it and comments are getting populated. So that's great.
And it's great if you also want to say something that you find annoying that needs to be fixed, because it's really not about, patting us on the back, but, like, why don't you serve donuts or anything that will
Tell
help.
better jokes. Tell better jokes, Cello.
Yeah. No way that I can tell better jokes. So that's hopeless, pretty much. So we'll collect these. We have 19 people adding their. Okay,
Yeah,
so
that's pretty good representation.
Yeah.
We'll maybe go to the next question then.
Well, we're at 22. Give me just a second.
Yeah.
Because people can enter more comments. And 24. Let's give them maybe a little bit more time, and then we have one more question. So
30 comments. That's great.
yeah. So let me just if you have ideas, especially for folks who have participated, a little bit more in the past, any ideas that you have for improvement, things that we could do better, will be very much welcome. And I just want to mention this meeting is a little bit different than our other meetings, because usually it's not Scott and me doing most of the most of the talking. So thank you, John Norton, for your contribution in the chat line as well.
Yeah, and Greg Norby, is looking forward to getting a copy of the presentation as well, Cello, which I said that you could send out.
Yes, the slide deck for this will be made available. I'll send a link, and also, since we're recording, I will send you a link to the recording if you'd like. So that happens for all our meetings. In all our meetings, we have a folder in the shared drive where we have the slide deck, the recording, and notes, and everything else. Bring donuts. Okay.
Yeah, so some of you have been involved in team meetings also. So any ideas, not just for this meeting, or for WISE overall, but even team meeting, ideas you could contribute.
Oh, add a meet and greet of the participants across the teams. That's a very good idea. Okay, can we access the not allowed to travel to US? Okay. I will have that question to WF and see if there's anything you can do. If not, maybe we can even rig something up to, let me think about that. Sharing artifacts, we have dozens and dozens of things. People have shared their asset management plans, their risk matrices. On UAIM, we generated 5,000 files. And so if you're looking for something, maybe just, we're trying to get it better organized. We're going to move it from my OneDrive to, from my company to the to WEF. We're in the process of that. Yes, digital platform improvements, absolutely. How can we access? Yeah, and not allowed to travel within the US. Okay, okay. If somebody, well, this is cool because somebody's not allowed to travel within the US. Maybe we should have a summer meeting somewhere in the south of France or something.
Or we'll have it at your location. We'll bring everybody to you.
Yeah, that's a good idea. So I want to be cognizant of the time. We have 5 minutes left. And so I'm gonna, you can keep commenting, I'm gonna move that. And give me just a second. Where is my presentation? Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know where my presentation is. Okay, so that was the sort of the last thing we had for the day. We have a few minutes for discussion, for ideas and thoughts. Yes.
So if you want to raise your hand, we can call on you and you can, give some feedback or any comments you wish. You're doing a good job of using the comments or the chat, though.
Yes. Okay. I don't see any raised hands. So.
Oh, we got Rick Galilee from Metro Vancouver has a question or a comment.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Rick.
Sorry, Jill, it was actually something from UAIM on the risk management process, and whether all the items that were produced are now available. There was one piece that I recall was I didn't see a final copy of.
Okay, everything that was produced under UA is going to, okay. Everything will be moving to WEF. WEF is considering, because we generated 5,000 files, so maybe we will make like maybe an archive place and try to organize it in the best way. In the long run, my own opinion is that we really should have a website and a portal in a much more elegant way to move around, but may take us a little while. So for the first, in the beginning, we may rely on the folders in OneDrive, but anything that was developed under UA can be moved to the to the WEF platform.
And if you have an immediate need, Rick, or if anybody else does, if you send a memo, then we can basically point you to in the right direction.
Okay, hopefully it doesn't have to be a memo. It can be an email.
Email.
Well, yeah.
Scott calls every email, he calls them memos. Just
Email's good. A text is even fine.
Yeah, sounds good. Thanks.
Any other comments? We got 4 minutes left.
Have we got is there a participants list?
Yes, there is.
Okay.
Yes.
I noticed a lot of DPW folks on there. I was trying to figure out what there's a million DPWs in the world.
But only one in Baltimore.
There you go.
Baltimore. This is the Baltimore Department of Public Works. I'm Marco Merrick, the Acting Chief of Equity and Environmental Justice, and I see a number of my colleagues here also.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Ramona Harry. I am also from Baltimore City Department of Public Works. I'm heading the change management initiative for WISE, and I'll be in Chicago in October speaking on behalf of the change management team.
October is about the latest you want to be there.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, so we're at 29 after the hour, and we really appreciate everybody's participation. I'm going to stop the recording, and please